There is a pattern that plays out with remarkable consistency. The person who works hardest, who achieves most, who pushes beyond what others consider possible, that person is rarely the most liked. By the end of this video, we will go through why excellence often creates isolation instead of admiration, how success triggers unconscious hostility in others, what high achievers must understand about social dynamics to protect their peace, and much more. The assumption is that achievement earns respect. That working harder than everyone else, producing more, reaching higher, would naturally result in admiration and social reward. Sometimes it does, but often it produces something else entirely: resentment. Not openly. People rarely admit to resenting someone's success. Instead, it comes out sideways. Subtle exclusions, backhanded compliments, criticism disguised as concern, a coolness that has no obvious source. The high achiever notices but cannot name what is happening. They wonder if they did something wrong, if they should have been more humble, if success is somehow their fault. It is not their fault. It is a feature of human psychology that nobody warns them about. There is a concept called social comparison theory. People evaluate themselves by comparing to others around them. When someone nearby succeeds, it can trigger one of two responses: inspiration, where the success is seen as proof of what is possible, or threat, where the success highlights personal shortcomings by contrast. The second response is more common than most people want to admit. Watching someone work harder creates discomfort. It raises questions a person might not want to ask themselves. Why am I not doing that? Why am I not capable of that? What does their discipline say about my lack of it? Rather than sit with those uncomfortable questions, it is easier to find fault with the achiever. They are obsessed. They have no balance. They think they are better than everyone else. They are sacrificing what really matters. The criticism is not really about the achiever. It is about protecting the critic's self-image from the comparison. This is why high achievers often find themselves surrounded by acquaintances, but few true friends. The very quality that drives their success, the refusal to settle, the capacity for sustained effort, the vision that sees beyond immediate comfort, those qualities make others uncomfortable. Not everyone. There are people who genuinely celebrate excellence in others, who feel inspired rather than threatened, who want to be around people who push because it pulls them upward too. But these people are rare, and finding them requires accepting a difficult truth. Popularity and excellence often move in opposite directions. The person who stays late to perfect their work misses the social hours where bonds are formed. The person who maintains standards refuses to compromise in ways that would make them easier to get along with. The person who keeps growing eventually outpaces the people they started with. None of this is wrong, but it has costs. Historical patterns confirm this. Innovators, creators, leaders who changed their fields were rarely beloved in their time. Their contemporaries often found them difficult, abrasive, too much. The admiration came later, sometimes much later, sometimes only after death. Van Gogh sold one painting in his lifetime. Kafka asked for his work to be burned. Copernicus waited until he was dying to publish findings that would reshape humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. The present rarely rewards what the future will value. There is a social economy that operates on different rules than the economy of achievement. In the social economy, fitting in matters more than standing out. Being agreeable matters more than being right. Making others comfortable matters more than making them better. High achievers often fail at this economy not because they lack social skills, but because their priorities are elsewhere. They would rather be respected than liked, would rather be effective than popular, would rather build something that lasts than collect approval that fades. This is not arrogance. It is simply a different value system. But it helps to be conscious of it, to understand why certain social rewards are not coming and to stop expecting them. To stop wondering what is wrong with me and start understanding that the price of excellence is often paid in social currency. There are ways to soften this. Genuine humility helps. Not false modesty that nobody believes, but actual recognition that achievement does not make a person superior, just different. Celebrating others' wins without agenda. Showing interest in people beyond what they can provide. But even with these softening factors, there will be distance. There will be people who cannot handle proximity to someone who reflects back what they are not doing. There will be loneliness that cannot be fully solved. The question is whether that price is worth paying. For some, it is not. They choose belonging over achievement, comfort over growth, approval over excellence. There is no shame in that choice if it is made consciously. But for others, there is no choice. The drive to achieve is not optional. It is woven into identity. To suppress it would be a different kind of death. For those people, the path is accepting the trade, building a smaller circle of people who genuinely understand, finding connection with others on the same path, even if that connection happens across distance or through work rather than in traditional social settings. And remembering that the popularity contest was never the point. The point was building something real.